Sawasdee good morning and welcome to Newsline for Friday, January 17th, 2014. I'm Surapal Lautharanarit. In today's top stories, the Center for the Administration of Peace and Order says the current political situation is still under control. And in business news, the Thai Industry Sentiment Index hit the lowest point in 2 years in December last year. Now let's take a look at today's headlines. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has urged the people opposing her administration to express their opinions by voting if they feel the government no longer has legitimacy to remain in power. The comment was made after the meeting on the possibility of postponing the general election from February 2nd to a later date. The meeting concluded that the government does not have the authority to postpone the election date, and the Election Commission or EC is to continue its duty of organizing the national polls as planned, while addressing the pending issues of lacking MP candidates. The Prime Minister also pointed out that various election-related government agencies would fully cooperate with the EC in paving the way for the February 2nd election. Ms. Yingluck also commented that if the people of Thailand were truly discontent with her administration's methods and policies, they should legally relieve her government of its duty by going to the polls. She also assured the public that the government by no means neglected the national reform, saying that it was discussing with parties concerned in relation to when and how the first step of the reform should be. The Prime Minister also insisted on inviting the People's Democratic Reform Committee and other anti-government groups to join the Reform Forum. The rally to shut down the Thai capital city has so far been peaceful, according to the Center for the Administration of Peace and Order, or CAPO. According to CAPO Deputy Spokesman Police Major General Anucha Romyanan, although the People's Democratic Reform Committee or PDRC has set up stages in 12 spots throughout Bangkok and marched to many places on recent days, the situation in the city remained quite calm. According to Police Major General Anucha, most of the violent incidents happened at night, including the throwing of explosive devices into Democrat Party leader Apisit Vechashiwa's residence. CAPO has ordered the National Police Office to speed up its investigation and arrest those who caused violence or assaulted members of the anti-government movement. It has also ordered authorities to secure every important place and residences of key government officials to prevent any possible violence. Meanwhile, some of the PDRC members gathered in front of the National Police headquarters around noon on Wednesday. However, they only stayed outside the closed gate and took turns blasting the National Police chief for mistakes they claimed he had made. The Center for the Administration of Peace and Order, or CAPO, has revealed an arrest warrant for the People's Democratic Reform Committee, or PDRC, leader Suthep Thaugsuban under the charge of treason. CAPO has announced an official court order to arrest PDRC leader Suthep Thaugsuban under the charge of treason after the protest leader publicly threatened to capture and restrain the premier and her cabinet members. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Surapong Towichakchaikul is working in cooperation with CAPO to arrest Mr. Suthep after the PDRC core leader allegedly threatened the well-being of the Prime Minister and her cabinet members. National Police Chief Police General Adun Sangsingkaew, after a CAPO meeting, has stressed the importance of 3 tasks: alleviating violence, expediting the ruling of crimes committed during the protests, and preparing a sufficient number of police officers to protect governmental establishments that are to be besieged by protesters. On other notes, reports from the Immigration Bureau have shown a 22.18% drop in tourist arrivals at Suvarnabhumi Airport due to the political unrest. 100 MPs and senators have been summoned by the National Anti-Corruption Commission, or NACC, to acknowledge charges of malfeasance regarding their support of an amendment to the composition of the Senate. NACC member Wisha Mahakun said a total of 308 parliamentarians are to be charged with malfeasance and abuse of authority over the passing of the controversial Charter Amendment Bill. Of the 308 individuals, 293 voted for the bill in the first, second, and third readings, while the other 15 were involved in the proposal process. The group excludes Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, who cast her vote only in the final reading. Mr. Wisha said if any of the 308 MPs or senators are unable to travel to the NACC to hear the charges, they will be informed of the charge by registered mail and have 15 days after receiving the letters to contact the agency. After that period, the NACC will take it for granted that the accused have acknowledged the charges and have no intentions to clarify the case. The bill sought to revise the Constitution in a bid to make the Senate fully elected. The Department of Consular Affairs has announced that Thais who have submitted their applications for passports can pick them up at the Office of Passport Division in Bang Na instead from January 15th onwards. Due to the closure of Jang Watana Road, where the Consular Affairs Department's head office is located, all passport holders and applicants are requested to pick up their renewed or newly issued passports at the Bang Na office during office hours beginning on January 15th at 8 a.m. All passport holders should have with them their notification documents for passport pickup, ID card and its copy, along with the old passport and its copy. For minors, parents or guardians must also have their birth certificate and its copy, or children's ID cards and its copy with them. Passports cannot be distributed unless all required documents stated above are presented. And that's the end of our first segment. Coming up next, tourists have reportedly made adjustments to their travel plans to Thailand to cope with the ongoing protests. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society. Mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติแล้วมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าในทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
And now let's take a look at the business news. The Bank of Thailand, or BOT, revealed that the People's Democratic Reform Committee's mass rally in Bangkok has put a strain on the small and medium enterprise, or SME, operators in the capital. The BOT is currently closely observing the rally's effects on the SME industry, adding that according to the reports from various commercial banks, at the moment several rally-affected SME operators can still manage to get by. The BOT stated that service businesses are taking the biggest hit, as their profits directly depend on the public spending, which is greatly diminished by the rally on top of the ailing economy. Nonetheless, the BOT indicated that banks are offering measures such as extending the loan period and reducing loan interest rates to provide assistance to the affected SME operators. The BOT also mentioned that the overall credit market is on the decline, but the SME credit market is still able to maintain a steady growth pace. According to the BOT's record, the overall credit market growth in November last year was at 10%, while that of the SMEs was at 14%. The Federation of Thai Industries, or FTI, revealed that the December 2013 Thai Industry Sentiment Index, or TISI, hit the lowest in 2 years, standing at 88.3 compared to 90.3 in the previous month. The FTI cited the political uncertainty as the main factor, explaining that industrial operators feared the prolonged political turmoil would slow down economic activities, diminish domestic spending, and scare off foreign traders. The FTI said aside from politics, the rising production and energy costs also affected the TISI in December. In order to address the falling index, the FTI advises the government to urgently solve the political deadlock, issue policy to stimulate domestic spending, provide a credit scheme for small and medium enterprise operators to maintain their machinery, and seek a sustainable energy management program for the local industrial segment. Department of Internal Trade, or DIT, Director General Somchat Soitong revealed that the political situation has yet to result in shortage or hoarding of goods, although pork is starting to become more expensive as the Chinese New Year is drawing near. According to Mr. Somchat, retailers have reported that their sales have dropped by around 5% since the mass rally in Bangkok commenced. This is believed to have been due to the worsened mood of consumers during the Bangkok mass rally period. Nonetheless, the DIT is continuing to inspect prices of common items, which are expected to rise during the Chinese New Year. The farm price of pork has risen to 71 baht per kilogram, and retail price has risen to 121 to 122 baht per kilogram. Mr. Somchat explained that this was due to heightened demand during the Chinese New Year, coupled with a lessened supply because of the slower growth of pigs due to less favorable weather. The Director General indicated that his department had asked swine raisers to hold the price steady and refrain from raising the price in excess of 2 to 3 baht per kilogram, so that the price charged on customers would not exceed 130 to 150 baht per kilogram. The department is also monitoring the prices of other protein sources, such as hen eggs and chicken, to prevent opportunistic price raising during the Chinese New Year festival. Tourists have reportedly made adjustments to their travel plans to Thailand to cope with the ongoing protests in Bangkok. After the mass rally to immobilize Bangkok began, 7 main intersections have been blocked off, which renders many roads inaccessible. Tourists, therefore, have been forced to find detours and change their original travel plans. Many travelers have walked through the protesting crowd as roads are cordoned off, but some have been taken aback by how peaceful the demonstrations are. Others have chosen to avoid the protesters and looked for viable detours to reach their destinations. Many see the political impasse as a short-term occurrence. Dale Lawrence, president of SCAL International Bangkok, a tourism industry association, stated that he was still confident in Thailand and that the country would find a way to resolve its differences and move forward as it had always done. The Department of Foreign Trade, or DFT, has indicated that the bird flu situation in Thailand has been contained for more than 6 years, and poultry exports have slowly regained their footing. The statement was made by Ms. Panjit Pisawong, DFT Deputy Director General, in response to a report that went viral in social media that Thailand was facing another round of bird flu. Following that piece of news, Ms. Banjit said she had contacted the Livestock Development Department and the Thai Broiler Processing Exporters Association for confirmation and found that the news was completely fabricated. The Deputy Director General said several nations have resumed exports of Thai frozen chicken after bird flu spread was contained in 2008. The DFT indicated that Thailand exported more than 560,000 tons of frozen chicken worth 69.7 billion baht in 2012. And although the whole year figure in 2013 has yet to be confirmed, the DFT projected that the exports grew roughly to 650,000 tons, worth over 80 billion baht last year. The Expressway Authority of Thailand, or EXAT, has announced a 51% decline in expressway usage since the big rallies in Bangkok began. All routes are open for services as usual. According to EXAT Governor Ayanat Thinapai, there has been a decline in the number of vehicles taking expressways, down from 1.2 million to 700,000 vehicles per day. However, the situation around the expressway entrances and exits remains normal. Currently, all expressways are open for services. Anti-government protesters who are joining the rallies in various areas have been paying for the toll charges accordingly. Motorists may contact 1543 hotline round the clock for more information regarding traffic and routes on expressways. And now let's take another quick break. We'll be right back with more news. Don't go away. Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society. Mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติแล้วมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าในทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
Welcome back once again. The 42nd National Games has come to a close with host Suphanburi receiving a total of 198 gold medals, beating former champ Bangkok by a wide margin. The 198 golds, 80 silvers, and 80 bronzes acquired by Suphanburi placed them securely on top of the medal list. A wide gap exists between the new title holder and runner-up Bangkok. The latter received 74 gold, 99 silver, and 102 bronze medals. Chonburi came in third with 47 gold, 45 silver, and 46 bronze medals. The Suphanburi Games was officially closed on Wednesday evening, and the athletes and sports viewers were sent off with 5 sets of performances during the closing ceremony. The very last set of performance intrigued those at the closing ceremony with Luk Thung music shows by famous singers who were locals of Suphanburi. The next National Games, the 43rd, will be held in Nakhon Ratchasima and will also be known as the Nakhon Ratchasima Games. During December 9th to 19th this year, Thai athletes will compete in 43 types of sports at the Games. After the Nakhon Ratchasima Games ends, the Korat Games for handicapped athletes will take place during the 15th to the 19th of the month after. After a short period of warmth, Thailand is now hit by another cold front from China, which lowered the average temperature in the country's upper parts by up to 2 degrees Celsius. The Meteorological Department has reported that a high-pressure cell from China is moving to cover Thailand's northern region, bringing the mercury down further. Frost has been spotted on mountain peaks. In the north, temperature has dropped to 13 degrees, while the mercury plummeted to 3 degrees in mountainous areas. Average temperatures in Bangkok and its vicinities have also plunged down to 18 degrees. Meanwhile, in the southern provinces, the northeasterly wind generated up to 3-meter high waves. All shipping should proceed with caution, and small boats should be kept ashore. The central province of Lopburi has launched a marching campaign to encourage its residents to don in Thai traditional costumes during the King Narai festival. Lopburi Governor Thanakom Jongjira chaired the opening of the event to invite locals to wear traditional Thai costumes during an annual festival celebrating the beauty of the city. More than 2,000 people from all walks of life donned themselves in Ayutthaya period costumes and joined in the event, which was also to kickstart the world's renowned King Narai festival. The event this year started on January 15th and will last until February 23rd. It is held at the Pranarai Rachaniwet Palace, which was built in 1665, when King Narai the Great decided to make Lopburi the second capital of the Ayutthaya Kingdom. The Provincial Livestock Development Office of the Central Province of Sukhothai has opened a training course for local administrative staff on how to deal with stray dogs and cats. The office is aiming to extend the operation in catching stray dogs and cats to every town in the province, especially in tourist attraction areas. In the past, the Livestock Development Office was the only one handling the issue, and it had been faced with limited workforce and resources. Sukhothai positions itself as the city of tourism. Those animals have caused problems to the province's historical parks and visitors, especially hygiene issues. The province has set up a shelter for these animals, as they're being captured by authorities. Those stray cats and dogs are being treated with care. Buddhists in the northern region of Thailand have joined the ceremony of almsgiving in their provinces. Believing that a full moon night falling on Wednesday is a sacred full moon called Peng Put in Lan Na dialect, northern Buddhists organized a special almsgiving ceremony to pay respect to the Lord Buddha. In Chiang Rai, over 10,000 local Buddhists in the same morning joined the ceremony organized by the City Hall in an ancient Lana style. In the ceremony, Phra Upakut, the Buddha statue sacred to locals, was brought from the Gok River and marched through the city streets to the Ming Mueang Temple, where monks chanted close to 12 midnight to bless the statue as well as those who came to make merits. A few minutes after midnight on Wednesday, the almsgiving ceremony to the monks began. The Friends of the Asian Elephant Foundation is preparing to deliver a baby elephant in Lampang province. At the Friends of the Asian Elephant Hospital in Lampang province, a 15-year-old female elephant was brought to the hospital from Chiang Mai to receive care. The animal was reported to be around 1 year and 8 months pregnant. Veterinarians have run basic checkups of the female elephant and revealed that the animal did indeed show signs that it was ready to give birth, such as vaginal discharge, vaginal sagging, and milk secretion from its breasts. The elephant is expected to give birth to her young as soon as 1 to 2 days from now. Medical supplies are being prepared for the animal, as well as a bonfire to keep her warm, as current weather conditions in Lampang have been quite cold. And that's the end of today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. And today we're going to say goodbye with a beautiful sight of sea fog. I'm Suraphalaut Haranarit. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend. สวัสดีครับ